Good evening. My name is Scott Long, principal of Solanco High School, and I would like to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the Solanco High School class of 2021. At this time, please join me in standing for the presentation of the colors by the Young Marines. Singing tonight's national anthem will be senior Jackson Cates.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the dismissal of the colors.
Please be seated. Well, good evening. Welcome, family, friends, especially graduates. I'm just thrilled to see all of you tonight, just thrilled. To have your family here supporting you, it certainly is going to be one of the finer moments you experience. I know you've been looking forward to it. So, what a year. Actually, what a year and a half. I've thought about this class, this graduating class, because I think you have felt the effects of COVID shutdowns more than any other grade. When the shutdown started, you were just rounding out your junior year, and all of your senior year was impacted. Usually the end of your junior year and your senior year are full of rites of passage experiences. Last year's color wars, the prom, sports, assemblies, sitting in the black hole at athletic events, art exhibits, many more. They were either canceled, modified, moved online, certainly not the same. Even tonight's ceremony was jeopardized by the weather. Actually, it still is. It is not raining. But you have a built-in rain hat. That's why we do this, right? So what did you lose? You lost experiences and the memories that they create. All that loss certainly makes tonight more impactful, more celebratory, more important, yet there was still some loss. Experiences are the things you take with you. They do not cost anything, and they stay with you for the rest of your life. Your experiences as a graduating class are different than those graduating classes before you. But the experiences you lost this year should sharpen your resolve to make your own. Embrace tonight's commencement as an important experience. You may find that when you wake up tomorrow morning, you feel a bit different. Maybe you'll feel liberated, maybe you'll feel a little anxious or nervous, or maybe both. Because the structure of school days, bell schedules, exams, homework, tests, quizzes, athletic events, all of that will not be there tomorrow morning. You've been engaged in that routine for the majority of your life. Tomorrow, you do build your own structure, your own routine. You define yourself in the most independent way so far. Your decisions tomorrow, informed by your unique experiences, make who you are and who you will be. Author Lois McMaster Buchholz once said, "Experience suggests it doesn't matter so much how you got here as what you do after you arrive." And you have arrived at this commencement, ready to begin your post-Solanco life. But as she states, what you do after you arrive is what really matters. But please know this, what you have in this moment, you will have tomorrow and each day after that. I wish you the best tomorrow, the day after that, the days after that, and the years after that. So please join me in congratulating the graduating class of 2021. Next, I'd like to introduce tonight's distinguished speaker, Mr. Michael DeBerdine. Mr. DeBerdine, a 1983 graduate of Solanco, is currently the Chief Executive Officer of Rhodes Energy. Mr. DeBerdine attended Quarryville Elementary School, Swift Middle School, and Solanco High School. He was inducted into the Solanco Athletic Hall of Fame in 2015. He graduated with a business administration degree from Franklin and Marshall College while also playing football. He's been married for nearly 30 years to Deborah Grosh, a 1987 Solanco graduate. Their son Nate recently started at Rhodes as assistant controller, and daughters Brooke and Emma both attend and play field hockey for the University of Maryland. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael DeBerdine, graduate of the Solanco class of 1983 and our distinguished speaker this evening.
Good evening, everybody. I'm getting the shakes out here. You talked about football, 20 years of officiating, 10 years of playing, and I just feel like I might get hit if I'm not careful. So it's a great feeling. Although what I remember most though about this field was it was cinders, and we ran with half-inch cleats, and that was the home bleachers. So not really what it used to be back then. So I had the opportunity to meet 7 students about a month ago. And needless to say, fabulous experience. We sat on the bleachers over here. We talked about teachers that they admired. We talked about the administrators. We talked about the experiences that they had. And needless to say, this school was blessed with a bunch of future farmers, teachers, military service, HVAC technicians, and pilots, just to name a few. And some of them are even taking a gap year because you know what? Why wouldn't you take a gap year after COVID? You deserve it. From that meeting, I want to make a special acknowledgement to young women and the power they hold here at Solanco, in the terms of offices that they have. So the one thing became immediately evident to me when I met with this group of 7, these young women, 6 of the 7 I met with, and by the way, the young man I met with, awesome guy. He's going to be a pilot. Pretty exciting to meet and talk to him too. But it makes my heart warm being a father of 2 collegiate athletes who have succeeded in so many different ways, athletically and academically. And the same holds true to see these young women of this high school excel in leadership. It's such an awesome transition. Not saying that I'm not proud of the young men that are in this class, because if you look at the accomplishments of the men that are in this class, they are far-reaching, as you all know. But I think these young women ought to be acknowledged about their successes and their endeavors to lead. I did remind them, though, as I reminded our daughter on the way here, you know you're responsible for the next several decades of class reunions. And they said, yes, we understand, we're up for the task. While meeting with the group, I heard them highlight special events, such as the daddy-daughter dance, which, by the way, was transferred up to Penn Manor, too. That was brought from Solanco to Penn Manor, and I had the opportunity to take my own daughters to that dance. The Color Wars, what an exciting event that is for this school. And what school has a parade of tractors? Solanco does, of course. Why wouldn't they? Yep, I love it. And Ophelia Day, supporting and embracing the younger Solanco students that just need a little extra support. These kids rock that are at this school. I just give them a round of applause for all they do for this community. I am going to pause because I have the mic. I'm going to recognize my nephew, Tyler Sellers. You're here somewhere. Where's your hand? Raise your hand, Tyler. Attaboy. Congratulations, Tyler. You've got the biggest fan base in this family here tonight. So, and in 2 years, when you get out of Stevens, we have a job for you, all right? All right. Actually, you go to work on Monday. So, since I spent the last 34 years of my life in business, I'm going to focus on that today. One of the key elements in our company is leadership, combined with a positive attitude. In my eyes and in our company, we consider everybody to be in leadership. Leadership really has no level in our organizational chart. To us, a leader can be and should be anyone that is willing to contribute their ideas and support the team mission. I want to tell you about a very special leader, a young man that played lacrosse at Cornell, an Ivy League college in New York. This man's name is George Biardi. In the book entitled The Hard Hat, the author talks about 21 traits that made George a special guy, the kind of guy that people wanted to follow, the kind of guy that people wanted to lead them on the lacrosse field and in the classroom. There's a couple traits, not 21, but a couple that I wanted to make sure that you understand about what makes George so special. First of all, the significance of the hard hat in the book designates a tough-working, blue-collar person who is committed to success, perfection, and a positive attitude. That was George. Let's cover 6 of the 21 traits that made George such a special leader. 1, choose to be humble and hungry. How many times do we think that we need to toot our own horn? Being a humble leader will provide greater opportunities in life. A boastful leader will have a smaller following. 2, continue to push forward. Don't be satisfied with being who you are. Let's talk a little bit more about pushing forward. Now, we all know that to start any career, it's going to take time, and it takes knowledge and maturity growth. There's a researcher and author by the name of Malcolm Gladwell who has tested a theory and has documented in his book that with 10,000 hours of doing a task, you can become an expert. Unfortunately, many of us are not willing to commit to 10,000 hours. Most of us want instant success. I can tell you, as an employee of the same company for 32 years, the results of the first 10,000 hours are just now starting to kick in after 64,000 hours. You need to put that time in if you want to be successful. You need to push forward. 3, pursue excellence. Do not be satisfied to go and do the norm. Be better than what you think you can be. Strive to be the best version of you. Let me give you an example of pursuing excellence. There was a gentleman by the name of Zig Ziglar. He was a motivational speaker in the 1960s. He tells this story where he met up with a railroad employee who had been with the railroad for 30 years. And he was talking to this gentleman, and he asked him some probing questions about his career. And he was a foreman on the railroad. The first thing that the foreman said to Zig Ziggy as he was talking to him about his career, he said, you know what? 30 years ago, the president of the company of this railroad and I started the same job, the same day, right here 30 years ago. Zig Ziglar stands back and says, I'm going to ask some more questions about this. So you started the same day at the same job 30 years ago with the president of this railroad you work with today. He says, I got to ask you. He says, you need to tell me here. He says, so not that there's anything wrong with being a foreman of a railroad, but because by gosh, today, if you're a foreman of a railroad, it's a very coveted job. It's an outstanding job. He says, but what path took you to the foreman position, and what took him to the president's position? And the foreman paused for a second, and we'll call the president Bob. He said, well, when I started here 30 years ago, I started working for 300 hours a week. When Bob started working here 30 years ago, he started working for the railroad. 4, another one of George's traits was share positive, contagious energy. We have, I think, the best front office person anywhere. When I walk into George, Jessie is full of energy, greets everyone with an energetic hello, and is popping with enthusiasm. I'm instantly smiling and feeling good about the day ahead. She instills in me and the rest of our team. George did that for his teammates. Contagious energy. 5, don't complain. Don't be that young woman or young man that's going to complain but not come through with the solution. If you don't have a solution, but you're always complaining, then ultimately you're part of the problem and not the solution. 6, be respectful of others. You're not number 1. You're not even number 2. You're part of a team, and everybody counts. Too many times we see new hires or team members not being respectful of each other's opinions. When that happens, we go to the defense of our teammate and make sure they know their contribution matters. Now, you may think that many of these traits may be hokey or silly, but it matters. It matters if you want to be successful, if you want to be a successful teacher, or that international consultant, or the president of a railroad. Finally, one more trait of George, because I can't go through all 21 listed in the Hard Hat book. You must show you care. As we say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. My papers are sticking together. Your love for them and how much you care for them is most critical. You can be the entrepreneur if that's your aspiration, or if you want to be a fantastic nurse, or the leader on the family farm that's running the entire operation. All those things are great aspirations, and they should be your aspiration if that's what you want to do. You strive to be the best person you can possibly be, but until you show that you care, your team will not care. Although George's life was cut short, and he never attained his dreams of being a teacher, his legacy will live on because he was a servant leader, somebody that was there to be impactful and serving to others. His legacy will live on, and it has to this day. As a matter of fact, 17 years after George passed away at the age of 22 due to a freak accident on the lacrosse field, his memory and legacy continues. His impact is likely greater than most of ours will be over the next 80 years. You can still go and see the hard hat on the sideline at every game at Cornell lacrosse with the number 21 on it, George's number. Just like this hard hat. In closing, I want to share a personal story about a humble leader that led me to this stage today. It exemplifies putting the time in. There was a young man who was a child of immigrants in the early 1900s. He was born an orphan who had bounced around between 4 and 5 homes. He was met by a gentleman in southern Lancaster County, right here in this town, who brought him on as a helper, or affectionately known as a gopher. Go for this, go for that. The orphan would become a short order cook, a waiter. He would take excess food from the restaurant and feed the pigs on the farm. He would go pump gas at full service gas station, and he would help recap tires. Often he could be found sleeping on tables at night, because that was his home. He had a son in 1931, my father, that followed his footsteps for Mr. Rhodes. I had the opportunity to see them both lead with humility and with passion, and they succeeded through an attitude of servant leadership and a passion to give all they had to succeed. There's not one time I ever saw my dad or grandfather blame somebody for a failure at our company or in life. They felt any failure was an opportunity for them to serve others with better support or advice. So as you continue to endeavor into the world ahead, just remember that if you're a hard hat, guy or woman, and you're committed to show up with your lunch bucket every day with an attitude that I'm going to serve, and you're working for your company or you're working for your team, and your priority is not first just the paycheck, then the success will follow. But if your primary focus is centered, how am I going to be paid? You've already cut your opportunities short. In closing, I will leave with you this thought. In every successful business I know, attitude tops skill. As a matter of fact, attitude eats skill for lunch every day. So I encourage you, when you leave here today, to have a hard hat attitude like George. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing our first student speaker of the evening, our valedictorian, Ms. Faith Redcay.
Dear class of 2021, this is the day we've all been waiting for, the moment we've been anticipating for the past 13 years of our lives, the day our moms dreaded, the day our elementary school teachers prepared us for. We made it and have overcome so much along the way. We've learned and worked hard and pressed in and grown as individuals and made it past those awkward middle school years. There is so very much to celebrate today. But we did not make it here alone. It wouldn't be possible to be here without the amazing support of our teachers, our parents, our mentors, our leaders, administrators, and friends. So as you're sitting here today in your cap and gown, take a look around you. Look to your left, to your right, behind you. This is our support system. These are our roots. Don't ever forget all the people who are here for you, who love you, who know your worth, who believe in you, who are here to continue supporting you as they have for the past 13 years into this next stage. So on behalf of the class of 2021, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you here tonight supporting us. Thank you, teachers, for giving us your all through your own struggles, for showing us your pets on Zoom calls and bringing your best. Thank you, leaders, for making difficult decisions and leading with wisdom and humility. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always knowing when I needed a hug or a kick in the pants. Thank you, custodians, for cleaning our schools and serving us each and every day. We would not be here without you. When Mr. Long told me I'd be speaking today, I was immediately overwhelmed. Classic Faith, getting overwhelmed. I really wanted to share something that would have meaning and that you would remember and that would help you in this exciting but nerve-wracking next stage of life. So I went to the only source I know for true wisdom, and that is the Word of God. Thinking about what the Lord has been teaching me this year, I keep on going back to this verse in Jeremiah. It says, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in the Lord. They are like a tree planted by water, who sends out its roots by the stream, and does not fear when the heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and is not anxious in the year of drought, for it does not cease to bear fruit." This image of a tree really helped me through this year. Like a lot of you, I had a difficult year, but I am truly thankful for the struggles and adversity that we've lived through, because it's given us the opportunity to find our true sources of joy and strength, which for me came from sinking my roots deep into Christ's love. We have an advantage going into the world because of this hardship. I know firsthand this class has grown. We've grown as individuals, our character has grown, our relationships with each other, our families and community have grown. Personally, the most important thing I've learned this year is that when going through struggles, no matter how much we can try to muster up our own strength, The only source of joy that can help us through comes from Jesus Christ. He promises to be with us wherever we go. It says in Psalm 139, "If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I ride on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast." So no matter where you go, God will be with you. He is a strong foundation. He is rich soil we can sink our roots down into. If you've already placed your faith in him, I encourage you to continue to press into that relationship every single day, because it is the very most important one you will ever have. And if you don't know Jesus, I encourage you this very night to ask someone you trust about him, because starting a relationship with Jesus is the most important thing you will ever do for your future. So if you remember one thing from this speech, let it be Jesus. I couldn't help but share one last piece of advice for us as we go into this next stage, going into your job, to school, to the military. Whatever next step that you've decided to take, let love be your focus. Without love, we are nothing. A number in your bank account doesn't show your worth. A number of followers on your Instagram doesn't define your identity. Your future career won't even truly fulfill your life purpose. Only Christ's love brings meaning to our lives. It says in 1 Corinthians 13, "If I have not love, I am nothing. I gain nothing. But with Christ's love, love that is patient, kind, not self-seeking, love that rejoices in the truth, only then will our lives have meaning." So as we each move into this next stage, let love lead you. Sink your roots down deep into love. Let love lead you into meaningful conversations with your coworkers. Let love lead you to stand up for the truth in your college classes. Let love lead you to protect the innocent and fight for justice. Let love lead you in everything that you do. This is a beautiful life that we have to live, and I am so excited to see how each of you change it for the better. Thank you.
Dr. Bliss, Mr. Fleckner, I am honored to present to you the class of 2021 who have met all graduation requirements necessary to receive their diplomas. I would like to invite you to the stage.
Daniel Wayne Altoff. Garrett Anderson. Aaliyah Axe. Elizabeth Bailey. Zedekiah Baker.
Congratulations.
Paige Balliette. James Barr. Kara Boffman. Kimberly Diane Beecham. Kendall Byler. Summer Bisash. Danielle Bishop. Callista Blizzard. Michael Boozer. Nicole Bowman.
Fan base. Congratulations.
Lucas Boyd.
Good job. So nice.
Joel Brenchley. Norman Brooks. Jared Brown. Jenna Brown. Garen Berta. Larissa Ann Byers. Emma Canali. Ashlyn Carey. Cody Wayne Chapman. Connor Charles. Ethan Clary. Alexandra Elaine Coble. Damian Coe. Jeffrey Lewis Combs. Courtney Lynn Cook. Rachel Elizabeth Cornelius. Aspen Coulter. Morgan Cox. Andrew Ryan Craig. Brenda Kwamatsi Moreno. Caitlin Cunningham. Emma Curtis. Cheyenne Marie Coulter. Angela Elizabeth Silk. Justin Dagan. Austin Daly. Vincent Denenza.
Congratulations.
Patsy Lynn Davis. Wade Davis. Michaela Elaine Delarova. Isabella Deloach. Natalie Ann Diamond. Moses Dominguez. Danielle Drum. Jadelyn Grace Eshelman. Levi Filio. Brandon Finch. Kyle Fisher. Dom Flatt. Jaden Foreign. Macy Freiberger. Caden Fuller.
Thank you.
Ronald T. Fulton. Caitlin Gast. Melinda Gattano. Destiny Klein. Janaya Lavette Gonzalez. Alexander Michael Good. Jared Gore. Martin Xavier Graw. Rihanna Grace Green. Alfredo Guevara Castillo.
Congratulations.
Matthew Hall, Jr.
Congratulations.
Holland Elizabeth Hatch.
Congratulations.
Jackson Hazel.
Congratulations.
Mason Hecker.
Congratulations.
Ian Herb. Kenny Herr. Emily Herr. Zachary M. Herr. Safi Hinton. Maggie Rose Hurst. Brooke Danielle Hoffer. Stephen Holloway.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Jackson Houghton.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Erica Hurley. Nathan Emmel.
Congratulations.
Samantha Jo Jackson.
Thank
Zach Johnson. Magdalena Jorge Batista.
Congratulations.
Jackson Cates. Sean Keller. Kayla Kennedy. Joshua Kimes.
Congratulations.
Owen King.
Congratulations.
Kelsey Klecko.
Congratulations.
Jacoby Kreider. Cody Landis. Austin Lefevre.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Travis Lefevre.
Congratulations.
Haley Grace Lehman.
Congratulations.
Adam Lazinski. Cody Little.
Congratulations.
Amber Lutman.
Rachel Hope Malali.
It's all good. Congratulations.
Colby Martin. Cinder Martinez. Kayla McCauley. Zach McFalls.
Congratulations.
Dylan McLymans.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Hunter Fenley Mellinger. Jessica Mendenhall. Matthew Mentz.
Congratulations.
Enisa Joy Miller. Nathan Miller. Teresa Mills.
Congratulations.
Zion Moser.
Congratulations.
Jamira Moore. Jimmy Morales. Colin Moran. James Moran. Mitchell Moyer. Tyler Mullins. Catherine Milan. Brandon Nisley. Kirsten O'Connell. Dakota Oppenheim. Jacob Ortlip. Brian Osborne. Morgan Osborne. Kylie Overly. Diana Paredes Jimenez. Angelina Peace. Molly Peffer. Maggie Perry. Hope Phillips. Paige Nicole Phillips. Jack Munafo. Alexis Pierce. Greta Dekine Pleckner. Tristan J. Podrowski. Dylan Poole.
Yeah! Yeah!
Jared Poole. Tom Purcell. Miriam Quintino Ramiro. Devin Mitchell Repent. Alexis Paige Ravert. Philip Rayburn. Faith Redcay. Callie Marie Reeder. Joseph Reynolds. Unique Yasmin Rodriguez Faber. Allie Rowland. Cameron Ross. Faith Roth. Zoe Rumberger. Tristan Rush. Ann Russell. Jeziel Annalise Santiago. Emily Sellers. Tyler Sellers. Holly Cincenig. Jennifer M. Cincenig. Zachary Shambaugh. Dalton Shank. Colson Schaefer. Sudarsan Luke Sheets.
Congratulations.
Maria Shulhina. Daniel Sims. Mason Simpkins. Mason Sinclair. Will Slack. Brian Latier Slocum. Brooke Smith. Daniel Smith. Miley Smith. Ryan Smith. Hannah Starr Soulyard. Amber Spadero. James Connor Sprout. Mason St. Clair. Emily Stolfiri. James Steffi. Anna Marie Stickler. Kyle Stively. Maria Stoltzfus. Paige Elizabeth Stoltzfus. Mallory Sturgill. Gabrielle Summers. Connor Swarner. Samantha Taylor. Jason Temple. Emily Therese. Shane Towner. Alexis Troop. Nicole Ellen Trout. Ryan Thomas Vanover. Yaneth Vasquez Ortiz. Kevin Villacorta. Bailey May Wagner. Juliana Warfel. Dwayne Watterson II. Lane Weaver. Hannah Weichsel. Jarrett Austin Welk. Morgan Paige Whaley. Kaylee Ann Wilson. Victoria Wilson. Noah James Wood. Lance Workman. Garrett Worthington. Lauren Yoder. Brandon Zelaya Rivas.
I am honored to present our final student speaker for this evening, our salutatorian and class president for the class of 2021, Ms. Kayla McCauley.
Thank you to everyone who has joined us on this very special night. My name is Kayla McCauley, and I've had the privilege to lead this amazing class these last 4 years of high school. I want to start off by thanking all the staff members who have truly made high school amazing. Thank you for all the effort you have put into making the most out of our high school experience. There is one teacher tonight that I would like to honor. She has had such a large impact on me and many of my classmates. I have had the privilege of having her as my teacher 3 out of the 4 years of high school and as an amazing NHS advisor. She was an enormous influence on many of our lives and a helping hand when we needed it most. Tonight, she is in a way graduating with us. She is retiring after 22 years of teaching at Solanco High School. I can say on behalf of myself and my classmates, thank you for all you have done for us and the kindness you have showed. Mrs. Shell, we are forever grateful. I would also like to thank our families and our community for all the support they have endlessly provided. Most importantly, I would like to thank my fellow classmates. I am so grateful to be part of such a bright and talented class. Look at how far we have come. 4 years ago, we were getting lost in the halls, some of us still believing that there was a pool on the top of the school. We were lost in a sea of change and a sea of upperclassmen. Tonight, we stand with each other as leaders of the school, taking the next steps into the rest of our lives. It's surreal to think that this is the day we've been waiting for. It's finally here. We actually did it. This has been our lives for the past 13 years, and look at what it has given us. Friday night football games, school dances, and lasting friendships. This may be the last time we are ever all together, standing before each other. You may never talk to the person seated in front of you ever again, or it may be 30 years from now until you see the person seated on your right. Our futures will take us into all different directions, but the memories we created here together will last a lifetime. I remember that our freshman t-shirt slogan was "Making Our Mark" with a mule print on it. And maybe it was a little cheesy, but I believe that is exactly what we have done. We have made such a large impression on each other and on the school itself, an impression that will never be forgotten. This class is composed of the most brilliant students I believe to ever walk the halls of this high school. Just imagine the places we are going. We all have different goals and visions for our lives, but there is no doubt in my mind that everyone here before me can cultivate the life they have always dreamed of. So, as we begin the next phase of our lives, I think it's important that we stay true to who we are. Once we enter the real world, it can be easy to stray away from ourselves and our goals. We should not feel pressured to turn into someone who we are not, but feel confident in ourselves and our capabilities to find our own happiness. Find the things that make you look forward to the day ahead and never let them go. We only get one chance at life here on earth, therefore we should spend it doing the things that we love. Now I would like to invite you to stand with me as we move our tassels from the right to the left. I would like to end this evening by saying that we are resilient, we are driven, and we are extraordinary. We are the class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. At this time, I would like to invite the remaining class officers to join Kayla and myself on the stage. Vice President Anna Stickler, Treasurer and Prom Coordinator Kaylee Wilson, Historian Paige Balliette, and Secretary Paige Stolzfus.
think a whole lot of nothing.